Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Get up.
You get out of bed this instant.
And turn it on. Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman. The Big Show on Kiss 92.
It is Happy at Work Thursday with our career strategist Adrian Choo from Career Agility International. Brought to you by Workforce Singapore. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, Glenn, and good morning to all our Kiss 92 listeners out there.
Good morning. So, Adrian, today we're talking about career progression, and I think FD had a very interesting spin. Well, not really spin on that, but perception on that.
Okay, career progression. It's not about getting promoted, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest
Not the same thing.
Not the
points
same
of
thing, right?
confusion. It's not always the same thing. It could be, getting promoted could be part of your career progression.
Okay.
But career progression is not just about promotion.
Promotion, right? Okay.
So then what's the difference?
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of people think that if I'm not getting promoted, my career is not progressing. But career progression is not just about money, salary, or job titles. Career progression is a story about growth. Whether or not you're increasing, you're getting better at what you do, whether you can do more things than you could maybe a quarter ago, and whether or not you're better today than you were about maybe 6 months ago.
So growth could be sideways, not necessarily upwards, right?
Yes,
I
correct.
mean, in terms of...
Both in terms of your career, in terms of your diet.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the thing is this: it's not just about upwards, like what you said. It could be downwards. And when I say downwards, I'm not talking about getting demoted, or I'm talking about getting deep into getting the depth of
Deep
what you're
diving.
doing, whether or not. So as long as there's growth, you're right. Not just upwards, but sideways, lateral, depth. As long as you're bigger today, having more capabilities than you did 6 months ago, you're progressing. And today we're going to talk about career progression versus promotions, and we're going to talk about why career progression is important and the mindset you must have towards career progression. Because if you don't get it right, it can get depressing if you just think about it as a unilateral, I must get promoted.
So kind of
Right.
like upgrading your skills constantly is always a good thing, right?
A good analogy, which I always give our clients, is this.
Yeah.
Imagine if your boss were to give you Imagine if another company came along, gave you an offer, and told you, hey, more money, 50% more money, but the job scope is the same or smaller. Okay, the job title is bigger, but the job is basically the same or smaller job that you're doing now, and you sign on to that job. Is that a promotion? Yeah, it is. But is that progression?
I was about to say, that's
right,
not
okay.
progression. That's a step back.
That's a step back.
Yeah, but most people will go for it.
Yeah, because you're getting more pay, right?
Yeah.
And for less work. Why
Yeah,
not?
Why not, right? But you see, therefore, the difference, the delineation point between progression and promotion happens. Or if your boss tells you, hey, look, there's a special project coming up and we need to have you do it. No, it's additional work, additional everything, but no extra pay, no extra money, no extra title. But you'll be learning these new skills. Is that progression or is that promotion? It's not promotion, but
No, that's progression.
that's progression. So that's why we need to delineate between promotion and progression.
But I love how they sell it to you, They're
Exactly,
like, this is for your
It's for
benefit,
your benefit, yeah.
When eventually the company benefits as well.
Yeah, of course the company's going to benefit, but I think one of the biggest things is a lot of people don't see their benefit coming from this.
A lot of people don't see the bigger picture.
They don't.
They see only tomorrow.
Yes.
They don't see what it could be like in, say, 6 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
For some, I think for someone starting out, career progression, and not a promotion, might be satisfying because you feel like you're learning a lot. But as the years go by, then,
Why?
it becomes money.
Exactly.
It becomes all about money.
Because you get more responsibilities as well.
Well, let's see if Adrian agrees. We'll talk about it a little bit more on The Big Show TV. It is Happy at Work Thursday, brought to you by Workforce Singapore right here on Kiss 92. Up next, Khalid. This is Softest Touch on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place.
You wanted Khalid. I know, you wanted to say, I heard that guttural bit come out. Khalid.
Okay, so let's just talk about that, right? So do you agree that when you are starting out, maybe the first few years you're working, you wanna learn more, and so when you progress in terms of knowledge. It's satisfying, but as you become more of a lao jiao, so to speak, as the years go by, it's all about money and promotions.
Well, it does factor in, but you see the difference between, in fact, one of the key differences between promotion and progression is that promotions in terms of title and money, there's a ceiling.
Yeah.
You're going to come to a certain point in time
You
where
can't
there's
move
no
on.
more. You know, and then what if you're the CEO? Then what next? Though you want to be what,
The chairman of the board.
chairman of the board. And then after you're the chairman of the board, what are you going to do next?
Yeah.
Right? It always there's a certain runway where it plateaus off, wherever it may be, CEO or manager or whatever level. But progression never stops because you are learning new things, you're getting better, and that's why the focus. A lot of people think if I get promoted, my career will progress. But the truth is, that happens sometimes. But the truth is, if you get progress, if you're a career progression, you're getting better at what you do. You do more things, and you can do a lot of, you can bring a lot of value.
Yeah.
The promotion will come.
I feel like there's a flip side to what you said, though, Glenn. Like he was saying, when you're first starting out in your career, all you're looking for is progression because you want to learn a lot, and then later on, it's kind of like you
You want your
mellow
life
out,
to be easier later.
stable,
You know, it's
right?
like, oh, okay, you know.
But I feel there's the other group of people
Yeah.
that when they're first starting out, they want to get promoted. Then they'll say, the progression and experience will come with the promotions and with the years of working. I don't know. Does that happen?
I look at it and I see something that I don't know whether I'm right or wrong, and it's connected to what Angel is saying. Progression is important, especially when you're young, because it leads to marketability when you're older.
Yes. Absolutely.
Promotion does not lead to marketability when you're older.
In fact, promotions could. When we talk about promotions, we talk about job titles. Job
Yes.
titles, what we call title inflation. Okay, when it gets bigger and bigger. Okay,
Yeah.
could work against you. I'll give you an example. When I was headhunting, I was doing a lot of leadership roles in China, and I was finding that a lot of 32-year-olds were CEOs.
Yeah.
Even
34
now,
yeah,
there's so
even
many
now.
young ones.
Yeah, and VPs at 28. It's
Yeah.
like, why? Because they have to, the companies, in order to retain these people, they have to give them nice, fancy job titles. And then when you get job titles, they want to get promoted in 12 months. What do you, where do you promote from when you have a 28-year-old VP? What's next?
Yeah.
Senior VP, and after 2 more years, then just
Senior
inflate.
AVP. Right? They do that, right? They start
they
to
start to
put
do-
all those layers in.
But the point is, a VP today was a manager 20 years ago.
And everyone's like a managing director now.
Yeah.
Everyone's a CEO.
Yeah.
Everyone's a COO,
So that's why the job titling and all this, in terms of career progression and versus promotion, it's very myopic sometimes if you look at it.
So are there new ways of giving titles these days? Because a lot of people are coming up with their own sort of fancy terms, right?
yeah,
like chief fun
Officer,
officer and stuff like that. They have
yeah.
those in places like Google, for example.
Yeah.
So can you just make this stuff up to progress your career or to promote someone?
Well, I've seen companies do it before, but once again, I think it's just an external title. But when you go for an interview, the interviewer is not going to ask you what's your job title, and that's it. They want to find out what your capabilities are. Yeah, what the capabilities are, and that's why career progression stems from developing, building, and acquiring capabilities. That's why I said the measure of career progression is: are you able to do more stuff today, more things today than you were 6 months ago, a year ago? Because if you're not, then you're not progressing. Your career is not progressing. Or worse still, if you're falling behind. For instance, like if the latest trends of ChatGPT or whatever it is, and you don't even know what it is, right? Let alone know how to use it or new technology tools, then your career is falling behind.
Okay. So how does one prepare for progression then?
Yeah.
How do you prepare for that?
Well, there are when it comes to career progression, there are different dimensions which we can talk about. One is in terms of scope. Okay, scope means that if I'm doing this, and that, if I'm just doing, for instance, in sales, and I want to expand my scope, maybe I don't just want to do sales. Maybe I want to do sales operations as well, in addition to my sales. Maybe I want to do sales planning. Maybe I want to do sales training of the staff. So that is what we call increasing its scope. Or maybe I want to do the finance piece as well, or maybe the logistics down the road. That's career progression in terms of getting more duties, more responsibilities, more skills, more experience.
Yeah.
The other way of doing it is in terms of scale. So there's scope and there's also scale. Improving your scale means that instead of managing 10 people, now I want to manage 15 people. Instead of handling 3 products, I want 8 products. Or instead of managing 4 regions, 4 countries, I want to manage whole bunch of the whole region.
region. So it's for
It's all down to you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like what we do here. You know, if you just want to be speaking, you can just speak. But then if you want to know how to do production or editing
Yes.
or behind the scenes stuff, you can progress your career to expand that way.
Expand. So you can expand in scope.
Okay.
Okay, stand by. We'll go on air and talk a bit more about this.
Did you say talk a lot?
Talk a lot about this.
Talk a lot more about this.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
Kiss 92 traffic.
School's out, so it seems parents are out as well. Not much happening on the roads. If you have any news for us, you can update us 88550920.
All right, welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It is Happy at Work Thursday, brought to you by Workforce Singapore. And we have with us the CEO and founder at Career Agility International, Adrian Choo. So, Adrian, we're talking about career progression. Now, what is the biggest myth about career progression?
I think the biggest myth is still that I need to get promoted in order to get my career progress. If there's no if I'm not promoted in terms of job title, I'm not earning more money, my career is stuck. I'm stuck at where I am. So I think that's one of the things that hold a lot of people back, because there are other opportunities to grow. As I said earlier, it's all about the growth story. Gain in capability and gain in skills that are very, very important. So that's one of the myths. So people chase promotions and they don't realize that their career may not be progressing, to the point where they just skip companies because the other company offered me a better title.
Okay.
We've spoken about this as well, and it's a question I have when it comes to progression. We've spoken about career agility, moving from one place to another. How does that affect your progression?
Now, if you're career agile, hence our company's name is Career Agility, right? So
Right.
what we always believe is that if you have career agility, you're able to pivot very easily from where the demand is or away from where the threats are as well. So which means that you're able to scan the landscape and say, hey, ChatGPT is going to take away this piece of my work. Let me upskill into these other areas. And, how do I pivot? Or if you see that, hey, this industry is sunset, it's going to go away. How do I leave here and how do I join it? So you're right. You have to be very career agile if you want to enjoy what we call career sustainability. If you want to have a sustainable career, you have to be agile. You cannot just sit and stay and hope everything. You see, one of the interesting things is that you were asking earlier about how do you prepare for career progression, and I think it's a lot of time it's about being able to skill up to scale up. And if you are not able to skill up, and you can't scale up your own work that you're doing, and therefore, how's your career going to progress? How is your boss going to give you a promotion if you're not able to scale up to a bigger portfolio, right?
So you just keep an eye on the trends, see what's happening out there in the market. So from what you're saying, progression at this time is way more important than promotion
Yes.
to keep agile
Yes.
in the business world.
And sometimes, in fact, very often, when your career progresses, the promotion will follow. Some people have it the other way around. They think if I get that job title increase, my career is going to progress. But as we said earlier, it's very relative. But the actual eye on the ball, your eye should be on on your capabilities.
And don't get too hung up on the titles, right? I mean, if you're
titles,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, if the
Everything's
title
got a
comes with a
label.
huge raise, then yeah.
No, of
Okay,
course,
but if
yeah.
it's just the title.
then there's no point, right?
No,
With
it's like
nothing else.
someone shows me his card. Okay, he's CEO of the company, and I look at him. He's 21 years old.
When I look at a card now and I see these titles, half the time I just disregard the title.
Well, I mean, there are examples like your Mark Zuckerbergs and all that we can't throw
yeah.
away
You
as well,
can't,
you
you
know?
can't.
So,
Yeah, but-
I
But
think
I'm
it
just thinking, like,
depends.
for you, FD, okay,
Yeah.
because I mean, you've seen a lot.
Yeah.
You've got so much of experience. You know, do you look down on I love to use the word look down.
go on.
On the young ones?
on the younger ones, who have big
Titles,
titles.
big fancy
I
titles.
mean, the first impression.
I don't look down on anyone who's got a big title, but I do not take into consideration that big title when I'm dealing with the person.
Yeah, is it because you're older? That's why?
No, it's
and more
because
experienced?
because I know a lot of these titles are flashy. But because a title is flashy doesn't mean the person is not capable.
But you will judge them individually. It's not a blanket stereotype for everyone.
I judge a
who's-
person by what they can do, not by the title they hold. So you can come to me as a VP. I'm going to judge you based on what you bring to the table. You can come to me as a clerk. I'll judge you based on what you bring to the table. Because titles nowadays, to me, are so dressy. You know, because like I said, a VP today was a manager 20 years ago. You're just giving him a big-ass title. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like older people are very angry these days.
Yeah, FD seems very angry.
I'm
today.
not. I just...
You banged the
He's
table 3
frustrated,
times already,
yeah.
you know, everybody
That's
heard
what
that.
it is. You know what I mean.
Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV. It is 8:14.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought
Okay.
Yeah. So, come on. Let's go.
Okay, so,
Let's do it.
so what kind of pitfalls do we need to look out for then
Well, I
when it
think
comes to career progression?
we need to realize that if you want to accelerate your career, you need to have a plan. And it's not just about jumping ship to another company just because the title is better or the pay is better. Once again, it boils down to what we said last week on last week's show. You need to have that career strategy. Well, is this in line with what I want to do? Because, for instance, if you... Okay, give you an example again. If you are talking about career progression, and we talked about 2 examples, scale versus scope. Say if I have kids having exams, major exams, and I know that, or if I have an elderly parent that needs looking after, and I know that I cannot travel as much. Therefore, if I want to progress my career, it will not be along the regional bit,
Of course, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So instead of saying, "Oh no, my career progression is stuck. I'm not going to get that regional head title anymore," my career is stuck. But the truth is, no, there are other ways of progressing your career. You know, instead of just progressing by scale, more countries, you can do it by scope. So within Singapore context alone, but I'm handling 4 departments now instead of 3.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It
one
will
of the
keep
pitfalls
you
is-
grounded here in
Yeah.
Singapore.
because of the constraints.
Yeah.
So one of the pitfalls is if you don't plan for it and you just think that, no, my company is going to take care of me, but you have to be more proactive in terms of your career planning, which is what we talked about last week. The other thing about career progression, one of the pitfalls is that it doesn't go on forever. If you look at it in promotional prospects, even career progression, if you just chase after the next big job in order to get more experience, you might burn out. And it's very real. We've seen people who have gone into bigger roles and they start to brown out.
They can't handle the pressure.
Yeah, and then they burn out. And then it affects them in terms of their health. It affects them in terms of their confidence. And then they start thinking, maybe I just want to step back and quit. And then you see a lot of, we sometimes call this peaking too soon.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, for the younger ones listening to us today, if we're looking at career progression, do we look at it in small blocks, or how do we look at progression?
As in, like, should they pace themselves?
Yeah, how do I pace that progression?
I think your career is a 40-year journey. Okay, especially for the younger ones out there.
Yeah.
You're right. You have to pace it out because you don't want to peak too soon. So I have this other individual I know, very bright person, and from a gifted stream, we went into the top schools, went to Harvard, went to one of the top consulting firms, was made partner when she was 33, 34.
Wow.
Okay, almost $500,000. Okay, in
McKinsey.
One of those. One of those.
Yeah.
Okay, but by 35, she was burnt out. And after that, she just took a step back and she's running her own little business now.
Okay.
But she's happy. She's
Yeah.
happy she is. You see?
It's good that, I mean, she made all that money at
Yeah, but
At
she,
young
at a
age.
young age.
But that's why you need to pace yourself out, because then what do you do with the remaining 25 years of your career? See,
retire.
When you say,
retire.
but
If
when
she's got enough money, you
travel
can,
the
right?
world.
Yeah.
you say your professional career is a 40-year journey, does that mean 40 years in the same career or just working?
Working,
Right?
yeah.
Okay.
But it is, if you look at it, your career is just a series of jobs and roles that you have. So it's a 40-year journey, and you really need to pace. One thing I always find amazing is marathon runners.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Pace themselves.
Even when they're training for it, they know when to which they don't run every day. I don't think
Yep.
they know
No.
certain days to
Recover.
right?
Yeah.
So you can't always run at 120 km, drive your career at 120 kmh all the time, they sometimes need to know when to step back and pace.
I think sometimes it's the fault of the bosses. Because the bosses push the workers, right?
Yeah.
Try to make them achieve stuff that, they find very hard to achieve in such a short span of time. If you just leave it to I think the worker
manage
would,
their time.
Yeah,
and-
the worker would pace.
Yeah.
Right?
Well-
But most of the time, deadlines have to be met. Results have to be achieved.
Of course.
And that's the reason, I
Of
think,
course.
why, some people get burnt out.
It's quite interesting that you brought that up because Joanna on our Facebook page has said, how about older workers? Do companies consider older workers when it comes to progression?
Some companies do. In fact, I know a couple of companies who take care of the older workers very well. Not just because in terms of age, but because these people have a wealth of experience, which they can tap on and pass down to the younger workers, the newer ones. So that's. But
And you can't expect them to work at that same level.
Surely.
yeah, but
Or pace,
once you're at that level, you're not measured by the number of hours anymore. The output is in terms of quality rather than quantity. Right? I mean, in terms of the value creation is a lot higher level than just clocking in the hours. So, but one thing also we want to talk about is that you drive your own career progression. You don't wait for the company to say, look, this assignment, that project. You have to drive your own. So when you mentioned earlier about the older people, should the companies allow them career progression? I think it's up to them. And some of the people I know who are in their 50s-ish, and they don't want to chase after promotions anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, they just want to cruise. And I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've reached that point, right? I mean, I'm happy where I am. I'm going to see out my retirement years
They've
like
worked
this.
so hard for the past,
Yeah.
30
years.
40
Exactly.
years.
You know.
So that's promotion, but what would it be okay if someone doesn't want to progress their career?
I think that's okay as well.
Really?
If it's part of your career strategy, that in this period, I want to rest. I don't want to take on too many responsibilities because career progression, which means the gaining of deeper capabilities, does require a lot of energy as well.
But what if someone goes into their career at a young 20s saying, I really don't want to progress anyway. I just want to work for a wage and that's all I want to do for the rest of my
If
life.
it makes them happy, it's okay. But
Yeah, at the end of the day, if
But it feels
you're
very
happy for the
but
dollar you take
feels
home, you're
very
happy for the dollar you take home,
ambitionless,
Yeah,
you know
right?
what I mean?
you know what? But I think it's also it also depends on the nature of the job. Some people are in jobs that are more stressful than others. The returns are bigger as well. But these are the types of jobs I think where people work for a period of time and then they go, okay, it's enough. I've got to stop now. If not, it's going to affect my
Take my
health.
foot off the brake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
And of course, there are other people who work jobs like us, for example.
Yeah.
And we can frankly go on working like this forever.
yeah.
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 Because sometimes it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
work.
Like work,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So I think maybe it's that the fact that many people now want to work forever. Nobody wants to retire anymore.
Yeah, because your mind rots. That's what I always believe.
And I feel like if you
this-
want to work forever, then you have to take career progression into account.
Yeah,
have
for
to.
sure, for
Yes.
sure.
Because it
yes.
is a responsibility.
And it's,
Yeah,
and
to
it's growth.
yourself,
Like,
yeah.
to give you an interesting example, when you guys moved from your previous station to here,
Yeah.
just one room away,
Yeah.
it's also career progression.
It
it's-
is progression.
It's you've
Absolutely.
managed so many other things.
Yeah.
Right? It's more commercial, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
So and this is what we call exercising, developing new muscles. It's going to hurt at first. It's going to ache, but you're going to get stronger. And the more you use that muscles, the stronger you get. See, that's why I always believe that you should put yourself in uncomfortable positions. Therefore, then that's where the growth happens.
Yeah.
Toughen
So-
up, right?
Toughen up.
Okay,
So-
stand by.
so
We're going to go on
Try.
air.
Okay.
You can ask Adrian
I've got
your
a-
question, whatever it is.
Okay, I will.
Kiss 92 traffic.
It was situation free up until now on the PIE towards Tuas after the Clementi Road exit. Avoid lane 4. An accident has been reported. Same situation on the BKE, this time heading towards Woodlands. Before the Woodlands Road exit, avoid lanes 1, 2, and 4, or avoid the BKE stretch altogether. If you have any other news, it's 88550920.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's Glenn Angel and the Flying Dutchman. Our guest for today and every Thursday for Happy at Work Thursday is Adrian Choo. And this segment is brought to you by Workforce Singapore. We're talking about career progression.
Okay, so we were at a point where, we were talking about people who had reached a certain age and they were ready to cruise. Okay? So SC Lee comes in on our Facebook page and asks this question. At the age or coming to 55, is there still progression, or is it just a path I walk along now?
It's your choice.
At
It's your choice.
55?
Yeah, it's your choice. If you want to walk along and hover or cruise or take it easy, take your foot off the pedal, it's a choice. But if you say that 55 is too early, it's too young.
It is, yeah.
Right, I want to drive. Then by all means go ahead. No one should be telling you what you should or should not be doing in terms of your career progression because it's your own timeline. And, it's up to you.
But some people are torn. Some people are looking for okay, maybe I want to retire, but I feel I still have some gas in the tank.
Yeah.
I still want to do something.
I think you're talking about me.
I'm talking about some people.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know what? I've always thought to myself, there's no way I'm going to do this forever. I'm not going to be 67 years old like FDE
And still doing
and
this.
still be doing this.
Yeah,
No,
you
no
can't
way.
see that,
I'm going to
yeah.
be traveling the world playing golf,
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But not now. I still enjoy what I'm doing, right? But although I have that thought in my mind that I am going to retire eventually, it could be like 5 years from now or whatever, I'm still ambitious enough to go, I want to progress.
You feel you still have something
Yes,
in you. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
You
to
know,
give.
and it's been like that my entire career.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and as you mentioned early on, we're on KISS 92 right now. I consider that career progression.
For
But
sure.
we have
yeah.
always worked with people who allow that progression. What I think SC is trying to say is, and it's been brought up by someone else, is at 55, that progression, isn't a lot of it dependent upon company culture? Is the company really going to want a 55-year-old, or are they going to start looking for someone else?
Are you showing your company you want it badly enough? That's the thing.
Okay.
That's also true. And I want to say that sometimes your progression, your growth story need not be professional alone.
It doesn't have to be a company involved, right?
Yeah. You can do things on the side. For instance, I volunteer at the board. I was on the for myself. I was on the council for the Singapore Cancer Society for close to 7 years previously.
Right.
That was an extracurricular activity which I did in terms of personal growth. As
And
well.
that
Professional
gives you a
growth.
good feeling as well because
Yeah.
you're doing something for other people.
So it's a professional growth once again. It's a growth story.
Yeah.
Just that it need not be related to your company alone.
Yeah.
You could be doing other things which once again, it's a
Progresses
story
you.
of growth. And it's
Yeah.
not just about my growth for my company, it's my growth. You see, one of the questions you asked earlier about how do we prepare for our career progression, and I said in terms of skills, we need to constantly upgrade our skills and keep ourselves sharp and in line with the times. See, in the old days, if you did not progress your skills, if you did not get better at your skills, if you do not upgrade, you will be stagnant.
You'll be left behind, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be stagnant. Okay, but in today's context, everyone else, not just in Singapore but around the region, is upgrading and progressing. So even if you're stagnant now, you're actually, like what you said, you're falling behind. So staying still is not an option in a
No.
market that's moving fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why our skills, we've got to keep. The government has Skills Future has a lot of good programs. on
Still need
Skills
to tap
Future
into that. I
credit.
still got $1,500 in there
Yeah.
that I haven't tapped into, and I really do. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I'm going to tap into them very soon.
You want to take up that auto mechanic course or something?
Yes,
right?
absolutely. I want to wear the tool belt and the dungarees.
Oh.
And the aircon repair
Servicing?
course as
Hey,
Oh,
well.
if you do the
Yeah.
aircon repair course, you can come and do my aircon all
Oh,
the time.
well, okay. Tell
You're
me how
on,
you
man.
really
That's it.
feel, FD.
You're on right there. I'll hire you to do my aircons.
I'll put my Daisy Dukes on and come over.
Hello. Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV.
Go big or
Actually, aircon repair is a great idea, because it's like I spend so much money on aircon every quarter.
Especially
It's like-
these days, right?
No, but it
with
was
the
so
heat
funny.
and all
The
that.
other day in the papers, right? Did you see that thing about plumbers?
No?
They can average $12,000 a month.
Yeah, but have you seen the shit that they clean up?
But there are not enough plumbers in Singapore.
I can
Yeah, because it's a
understand why.
dirty job,
It's
you see.
awful.
It's a really dirty
I don't
job.
know.
It's-
$12,000 a month. I'm sure that
Mucus
some
and
people will
crap.
do it.
Oh, it's awful.
why.
Can you imagine all the backed up stuff? Oh,
That's
no.
why I always say, if ever I had to reskill or reboot my career, I'll be a plumber because you're right. You charge $400 just to do
Yeah,
a chore.
that is
Exactly.
true. That is true.
I mean, I just hold my breath for the 20-minute job sometimes.
And close your eyes.
Yeah,
and
you don't have
everything.
to do it. Just hire a couple
That's
of
true as well.
workers.
Yeah.
You run
You
a
just
company,
run
right?
the
Yes.
plumbing
Yeah.
company. That's it.
That is true. You get the guys that want to clean up.
Yeah.
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 Mine was backed up once, like on a Christmas Eve, and there was a party about to happen. Calling a plumber on Christmas Eve is not funny because it's so expensive. It's like ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Okay, career progression: plumbers and aircon repairmen. Okay.
But that's interesting as well, see, because that's an external skill you can pick up along the way, and it's progression as well. I
You can do that anytime.
Yeah, it's an extreme example.
Yeah.
In terms of that, but the point is there are other things you can do that add on to yourself, and one other thing which is my pet peeve right now is I see a lot of people who have the right intention of upskilling themselves, but they're taking one new skill, another new skill, but they're not developing the depth of it. So much so that then what's the point? They're just chasing after certificates.
Like jacks of
Yeah,
all
yeah.
trades.
Yeah, so it's like I was watching this funny YouTube reel the other day, and this person said I can speak 6 languages. I said, wow, so impressive. Well, all he knows how
Hello.
is hola.
Oh my god! It's like
That's
everyone
about it.
can do that.
Yeah, so you can speak 6 languages, but how deep can you go? You can't communicate, right? So what's the point? So it's all once again it boils back down to your skills and your capabilities. As long as it's a growth story, your career is progressing, and you won't be left behind.
So if you're gonna pick up something new, make sure you know all you can about it.
Yeah.
As deep as you can get.
Yes, and immerse yourself, and then how do you translate that skill into your daily work? For instance, I see a lot of people who are signing up for data analytics course, hoping
Yes.
to be a data analyst. But the fact is, if you're mid-career and you want to be a data analyst, they can't afford you.
Right.
You have to use that skill, augment it into your current job. I know a supply chain manager who took up a data analytics job, data visualization, and she used it for her work, and she became so good at what she
Wow.
did. She got a promotion once
Because of
again.
that.
Yeah, once again, you see, the story is skills acquisition, leading to career progression, your own professional growth, leading to a promotion.
Very deserving.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, I just want a job because the title is bigger.
But that's seeing the big picture. A lot of people don't. She obviously saw, okay, if I do this, I can sort of put that little piece of the puzzle into this, and that makes it a lot bigger, and that will
Yeah, that's
get
why
me
you
that.
always, and you're absolutely right, because that's where we always fall back to what's your career strategy.
Yeah.
And
And that's
you
being
have a
smart, you
strategy.
see. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Smart, yeah.
There's some people who are not smart.
And think ahead, right?
yeah.
You think five steps ahead.
Either not smart or just not ambitious.
Not ambitious, yeah.
They don't care. They just
Yeah.
want to work for someone
Just
and
work for a
just
wage.
get their monthly paycheck.
And then spend it all, and then wait for the next paycheck. A
Paycheck.
lot of
Yeah.
people
They-
do that.
they live paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck,
But
yeah.
once again, as
Paycheck.
I said, if that's your career strategy for the season, it's okay.
Just get rid of the season soon, though.
Yeah, but it's okay. See, yeah, you're right. But if you want to, but you have to realize if you're not progressing, okay, for too long, you're going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
And then who are you going to blame this time?
Yeah.
Oh, you blame the company. No, you can't.
It's
You gotta look at
yourself, yeah.
yeah. But it's so easy to just become lazy.
And blame everybody else for your
Exactly.
situation,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, let's go on air one last time.
Okay.
Ed Sheeran, Bad Habits, right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. Welcome to Happy at Work Thursday, brought to you by Workforce Singapore. Our guest for this morning is the CEO and founder at Career Agility International, Adrian Choo. And we're just about to summarize what we've been speaking about.
Just before we do
progression.
that, I do want to pick up on something that Angel said just now about blaming everybody else.
For your situation?
Yeah, something I've learned over my life, and I do put this into the minds of the people that work for me, is you can blame someone else once, you can blame someone else twice, you can blame someone else 3 times. After that, start to look at yourself. And you will probably find it's you and not them.
That's the common factor, right?
Yeah, it's
Why
the
does
common
this keep
factor, it's
happening
you.
to me?
You know, and you need to stop sometimes and do that to
Yeah.
realize that it's not everybody else.
So sometimes look inward, make
Look
a change.
inward, and that will also help your progression, I feel. Once
sure.
you've looked inward and you've cleaned that out,
Yeah.
you know, that's really important, I think.
So, Adrian, do you have any sort of final advice to anyone who's listening in about career progression and maybe not mistaking it for career promotion and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, we need to draw the distinction between just getting promotions versus your career growing. And that's what career progression is. You know, you don't always have to drive for career progression 24/7 throughout your entire 40-year career journey. But if you don't focus on growing, everyone else around you is growing, if not faster than you. They're still growing, and you might be left behind. So look at career progression as an increase in capabilities, in your skills. You know, you skill up to scale up, and then what's most important is in the meantime, you know, don't just chase after the promotion or progressions, because otherwise you might just burn out.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, we want to remind you to head to go.gov.sg/WSG KISS92 to find more information that's been curated just for you. This page includes relevant programs and initiatives that for those of you that are looking for jobs, you want to tap onto it. There are useful articles, there's social media content, so just go check it out. It is all there just for you.
All right. Adrian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Always a pleasure.
We've had Adrian Choo with us. It's Happy at Work Thursday, brought to you by Workforce Singapore. Coming up next, Sean C. Take charge of your career today with Work. Okay.
Nice. Now it's magic time. Good morning, Sean.
Morning,
Hey,
Sean.
good morning, everybody.
Has it been a week already? Wow.
Yeah, time flies.
flies, right.
flies.
Yeah,
Time
Adrian's
flies
with
when you're having
us.
fun. Yes, hi, Adrian.
Hey, Sean.
Hello.
Okay, you have 7 minutes. Now 6
That's
and
a
a half.
lot of time.
By the way, happy birthday,
Thanks.
Sean.
Oh,
Hey, it's
happy
your birthday
birthday.
today, yes.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dearest Sean C. Sean, happy birthday to you.
Thank you guys
So how old are you?
much.
22?
We're the most in sync choir, as you
Oh,
can
yeah,
tell.
absolutely.
You know, the funny thing is, right? I don't know if this happens with age, but like I woke up yesterday not remembering it was my birthday. It was everyone who was sending messages. Oh, today, oh, yeah. Like,
So early, you stop celebrating your birthday.
Should be all week.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it this weekend. Then.
We give you permission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never stop celebrating your birthday.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
what have
like,
you
you know,
got?
there's a saying, right, that I only drink on 2 occasions. Okay, I'm not an alcoholic. I only drink on 2 occasions. When it's my birthday
And every
when
other
it's
day.
not my birthday.
Yes.
Nice. Alcohol.
And you know, when it's your birthday, you organize your own party as well. I really think that.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
That's the way it is. Don't
yeah.
wait for someone else to
to
do
yeah.
something for you.
Celebrate yourself.
Do something for yourself and invite all your close friends.
100%.
Sure. We'll do.
And
well,
let,
if
let
I
us
can
know.
think of
Let us
something.
know where it is. We'll be there.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, so speaking of birthdays, right? Usually when you're a kid, you know, you get someone like a magician to come and show you magic, right? So today I'm going to try and do that with you guys. Okay, you guys are going to kind of be the magicians today.
Oh, great.
Love
Oh.
it.
All right. So
We're
you
gonna
guys
mess
get to
up for
perform.
sure.
Yeah, you guys get to perform for all our viewers. Okay, with this deck of cards here.
Okay.
All right. So first things first. Okay, Adrian, since you're still there,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to choose the card for them. Okay. So I'll just say stop anytime as I drop the cards. You say stop, and we'll try pick one card. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Stop.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that okay? You want to go back a little bit?
No, I'm good with that.
Okay, okay. So if you stopped a little bit more, it will be this card. Okay, but you stopped right here. That is the 4 of clubs.
4 of clubs.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys watch the 4 of clubs. Watch the 4 of clubs. It goes there. Okay. FD, you're first. Okay. You're gonna find the card first. So it's somewhere there. I am going to cut very slowly. Okay. Just like that. You
Okay.
kind of still know where the card is?
Kind of.
Okay, good. So now you are going to find the card first, okay?
Okay.
Same thing. This time what you're going to do is you are also going to call stop
Okay.
as I run down the cards, okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
And here we go.
Stop.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. If it stopped one earlier, that would be the 6.
Yeah.
But
If it stopped one later,
Oh.
that would be an 8.
8.
You stopped right
Come
here.
on, baby.
Did you
Come
get
on.
it? Oh, yeah. There you
Oh.
I'm a magicianist.
You're a magicianist indeed.
go. Okay, Glenn, your turn.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna cut
Ready.
the cards again. Okay, name a number between 1 and 3.
7.
7. Okay, so watch carefully.
Sorry,
okay?
between
He
1 and
said
3.
1 and
1
3.
and 3. Yeah, 1 and 3.
2.
2. Okay, 2. So I'm gonna cut the deck 2 times. 1 time, 2 times. Okay, and now your turn to find the card. Same
Okay.
thing. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Stop. Okay. Yes.
only works
Okay.
Right there.
Okay, not this one, but this one. Let's see. Did Glenn get it as
Oh
well?
my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Yeah, well done. You're a magicianist too.
It's like sticky
Yes.
tape or something.
And I know that was my card. It was like right there,
Okay.
right?
Angel.
Yes.
Last one. Okay, gonna make it a bit tougher for you. So the
Okay.
card is somewhere in there.
She's gonna
right?
mess this up.
Oh, thanks.
I am going to cut
So
it
much
once.
faith you have.
Okay, twice.
Yeah,
And
uh-huh.
now I'm gonna make it even harder. I'm gonna split it into 1, 2,
Oh, so hard.
3, 4
my-
piles.
Okay.
Yep.
I pick a pile?
Representing the
Yes.
women, ladies and gentlemen. Angel.
Yes.
In the red
pick
corner.
A pile. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had picked 1, let's see. What do we have here? That's the
Not
ace of
the
diamonds.
4, okay.
That's the ace of diamonds. If you had picked 3, what do we have here? That's the 4 of hearts. Close, but
Uh-huh.
not the right one. Okay. If you picked 4, what do we have here? 9 of clubs. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you pick this pile.
No.
And you know what? It might be somewhere in the middle. It might not, it might not even be on top. But what do we have? All right. Well done, Angel.
Hey, I'm a magicianist too.
There you go. We're all magicianists.
Yeah, we
Everyone's
learned
a
a new word
magicianist.
as well.
With Adrian, we're the
Birthday
4
party
horsemen.
We're the 4
We
magicianists.
represent one club each.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, and of course that was like it's not a whole deck of 4.
I know,
just to be
you
sure.
open it up, everything's 4, right? Thank you so much, Sean.
All right, thank you
Anything
guys.
coming
Okay.
up?
Soon.
Okay, let us know.
Soon, yes, and I definitely will. And if you want to get teasers, want to find out more, follow me, Sean VB.
All righty.
All right, Sean.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay. All right,
Thank
thanks.
you. See you
See
next
you guys
week.
next week.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.